Good evening.
Good evening.
This is the Stations of the Cross, St. Anne's Church, something we've been doing for all the 32 years I've been here, and it's been a wonderful event that is happening in my life. Tonight, we are going to have the Knights of Columbus presenting the stations, and we will be having 3 other chances to have a meal next Friday, the 27th. Let me read this with my glasses on. The 27th, and then the weekend, the next Friday, and the Friday after that, there will be no meal. So it's every other Friday. I really appreciate you coming, and we'll start the meals around 5:15. If you want to get a little bit earlier than that, just please come. Brian?
My name is John, apostle of the Lord Jesus. Thank you for being here today on this dusty street in Jerusalem. All the other apostles have fled in fear for their lives, and I am in need of companions on this terrible journey. The mother of Jesus and I need you. We cannot walk this way alone, this way of death which Jesus takes alone. Mary and I walk with him, but we cannot die for him. No, he dies for us and for the world. All we can do is weep. Mary weeps for the son she raised, I for the best and dearest friend I have ever had. Jesus Christ is going to die on the hill of Calvary. Will you walk with us, with the mother of Jesus and me? For though we cannot save him, if we walk by his side and stand at the foot of the cross, he will know we love him and will follow him always. Will you walk with us? We will walk with you. For the light shines in the darkness. Jesus, remember me when you come into your kingdom. Jesus, remember me when you come into your kingdom. We adore you, O Christ, and we praise you. This morning, Pilate sentenced Jesus to death. The crowds demanded it, and Pilate, wishing to please Caesar, gave in to the mob in the street and condemned Christ. Caught in the middle of the screaming rabble, I heard them shout for his death, cry for his blood. Those who loved him and honored him with palms when he entered Jerusalem now thirsted for his destruction. With Judas, they betrayed the Lord. Why? All he had given them was love and healing and hope. Why did they forsake him? For the light shines in the darkness. Jesus, remember me when you come into your kingdom. Jesus, remember me when you come into your kingdom. We adore you, O Christ, and we praise you. Look at the heavy crossbeam placed on the neck and shoulders of my Lord. They tie his arms. His face twists in pain, but he accepts the wood and turns not his head. If only I could carry it for you, Lord. If only I could bear your cross. For the light shines in the darkness. Jesus, remember me when you come into your kingdom. Jesus, remember me when you come into your kingdom. We adore you, O Christ, and we praise you. Under the weight of the wood, he falls on the sharp cobblestones of the street. But even before the soldiers start whipping him, he tries to get up. He asked me once, "John, can you drink from the cup I drink?" I thought I could then, but now my Lord bleeds from countless wounds. If I carried the cross and fell, would I have the strength to rise again? For the light shines in the darkness. Jesus, remember me when you come into your kingdom. Jesus, remember me when you come into your kingdom. We adore you, O Christ, and we praise you. Mary breaks away from me and pushes her way through the crowd and soldiers to tend to her wounded son. Gently she touches the blood-splattered, sweat-drenched face of my Lord, and gently he smiles at her loving act of kindness. Only a moment and the soldiers push her away. I cannot ease her pain. As she weeps for her son, she carries his agony in her heart. That the light shines in the darkness. Jesus, remember me when you come into your kingdom. Jesus, remember me when you come into your kingdom. We adore you, O Christ, and we praise you. No matter how hard they beat my Lord, he is too weak to go on without help. The soldiers reach into the crowd and grab a man to help Jesus. The stranger's face is full of fear, as if just by being near Jesus, he will be accused of being his accomplice. Yet, as he looks at the face of Christ, his fear vanishes, and willingly, he helps shoulder the burden, so that my Lord may continue on. For the light shines in the darkness. Jesus, remember me when you come into your kingdom. Jesus, remember me when you come into your kingdom. We adore you, O Christ, and we praise you. Not all the crowd is hostile to my Lord. A woman steps forward and stops Jesus. Strangely, the soldiers allow her to wipe the blood and sweat off the face of my Lord. Again, no words, just a look of gratefulness from Jesus as he moves on toward the hill where his crucifixion waits. But the woman gasps in awe at the cloth she used, for instead of blood and sweat, the face of my Lord is imprinted on the cloth. For the light shines in the darkness. Jesus, remember me when you come into your kingdom. Jesus, remember me when you come into your kingdom. We adore you, O Christ, and we praise you. I watch him fall again. My God, how can you let this happen to your servant, to your son? The soldiers jerk him roughly to his feet and beat him onward. I do not think he will have the strength to go much farther. Just before my friends fled last night, they told me they could not understand how one so blessed could be so abandoned by God. I must confess, the same question haunts me. The light shines in the darkness. Jesus, remember me when you come into your kingdom. Jesus, remember me when you come into your kingdom. We adore you, O Christ, and we praise you. Several women now break out from the crowd and fall at the feet of Jesus, weeping. Before he is forced to pass them by, he speaks to them, telling them not to weep for him, but for themselves and for their children. For if those who hate the light do not recognize who Christ is and kill him, what will those enemies do to other innocents when he is gone? For the light shines in the darkness. Jesus, remember me when you come into your kingdom. Jesus, remember me when you come into your kingdom. We adore you, O Christ, and we praise you. At the foot of Calvary, my Lord falls a third time. His burden is nearly too great for him. He cannot move, and the soldiers have to lift him up upon his feet and send him stumbling the short distance to the place of crucifixion. How different he looks now than when Peter, James, and I saw him transfigured in glory on the mountain. He said he had come to give his life as a ransom for the many. Is this the price of glory? The light shines in the darkness. Jesus, remember me when you come into your kingdom. Jesus, remember me when you come into your kingdom. We adore you, O Christ, and we praise you. They rip the crossbeam off the shoulders of my Lord, and now they strip him of his garments. His back bleeds anew where they scourged him. Bruises cover his body. He stands before the crowd stripped of his dignity. The body that reverently touched those he healed and those who welcomed him into Jerusalem with palms of honor is now spit upon and struck again. Lord, my friend, what have they done to you? For the light shines in the darkness. Jesus, remember me when you come into your kingdom. Jesus, remember me when you come into your kingdom. We adore you, O Christ, and we praise you. The Mother of Christ buries her face on my shoulder as the first nail is hammered into the hand of her son. She cannot bear to look, but I must, as I see the violence done to my Lord. The bones are wrenched, the muscles are stretched, so that the suffering will be most intense. And though he is exhausted from his ordeal, no cries of agony escape his lips as the nails pierce, and the soldiers raise him up on the cross, there to bleed, there to die. For the light shines in the darkness. Jesus, remember me when you come into your kingdom. Jesus, remember me when you come into your kingdom. We adore you, O Christ, and we praise you. As my Lord hangs upon the cross, the mother of Jesus and I walk to the foot of the cross. I put aside my fear, for Mary needs to be near her son. And so we stand and look up in grief as the hope of the world dies. He looks down at Mary and says to his mother, "Woman, behold your son," glancing at me. Then with eyes of infinite compassion upon me, he says, "Behold your mother," and he gives her into my care. I see him raise his head and look at you, my friends. Can you see his eyes? Do you hear him speak? What does he say to you? Please kneel. Please stand. Together, O Lord, as Blessed Mary. The light shines in the darkness. Jesus, remember me when you come into your kingdom. Jesus, remember me when you come into your kingdom. We adore you, O Christ, and we praise you. Into the arms of his mother, I give the body of Jesus. No grief has ever been so great as that moment when Mary holds the body of her crucified Son. Christ ends his earthly life as he began it, next to the heart of his mother. Oh, Mary, if only I could ease your pain, I, the least of his followers. But if I could not stop his death, how can I still your sorrow? Remember, the light shines in the darkness. Jesus, remember me when you come into your kingdom. Jesus, remember me when you come into your kingdom. We adore you, O Christ, and we praise you. A wealthy man, Joseph of Arimathea, has given a stone tomb for the burial of Jesus, a gift of generosity from a man who greatly admired my Lord. But we must hurry now, for the Sabbath is nearly here. We wrap the body of Jesus in a shroud and lay him in the tomb. I and others roll the stone across the entrance. As evening falls, Mary and I stand in silence in this place of rest. Is it truly over? I wonder. The light shines in the darkness. Jesus, remember me when you come into your kingdom. Jesus, remember me when you come into your kingdom. I know now the truth of the cross. I see it in your faces, you who have walked with me. The cross is not an end, for he said he would rise. The tomb is not an end, but rather the beginning. In the beginning was the Word, and the Word was with God, and the Word was God. He was in the beginning with God. All things came to be through him, and without him nothing came to be. What came to be through him was life, and this life was the light of the human race. The light shines in the darkness, and the darkness has not overcome it. The Word became flesh and made his dwelling among us, and we saw his glory, the glory as of the Father's only Son, full of grace and truth, saying, Behold, I make all things new. Father, Son,